Hey everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show and tell you about Noom. Has Noom helped you? I believe it has.
Oh, that's got an app. You can do tracking. It's terrific.
It does. Noom builds personal plans that can meet individual needs. That's the thing. Takes into account any dietary restrictions, medical issues, other personal needs. That helps build a plan that works for you. And yes, so I know that you've had your own personalized program here that you've been working on. And
it's weight loss This is weight loss results that last. They stick around because you get yourself into a lifestyle change. That's what matters.
That's mainly it. You can't just say, I'm going to cut that out for a month and then go back to it. That's not what it is. So I'm glad it's helping you. That's great. And it really does. I like the psychology and biology-based approach here. Yeah. Noom Weight uses psychology. That's why they say losing weight starts with your brain, but it also takes into account your unique biological factors, Jimmy. All of your multitude flora and fauna that goes on inside of you there. Sure. Yeah. Stay focused on what's important to you with Noom's psychology and biology-based approach. Sign up for your trial today at Noom.com, Noom.com here, based on 3.5-year study of actively engaged Noom users with minimum starting BMI of 25. Individual results may vary. Visit our website for more information. Hey everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you a little bit more about Rocket Money. It's the start of a new year. It's the perfect time to get organized, set your goals, prioritize what matters most. And for me, top priority is getting myself together here. Financial wellness, doing that, which that feels important, just feels like adult stuff that you have to do. And thanks to Rocket Money, my goals feel achievable now. They show me all my subscriptions in one place, help me easily cancel ones I forgot that I've been paying for, which happened to me, absolutely happened to me. For years, I was paying for something. I was like, what is going on here? Rocket Money found it and saved me lots of money since then, because it's been a while. So they did a great job here. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has saved a total of $500 million in canceled subscriptions, saving members up to $740 a year when using all the app's premium features. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions and reach your financial goals faster with Rocket Money. Go to rocketmoney.com/smalltownmurder today. That's rocketmoney.com/smalltownmurder. rocketmoney.com/smalltownmurder.
Now back to the show.
Welch's knows some things make zero sense, like why the algorithm knows your music tastes better than you do. But zero sugar and full flavor? We made that make sense with new Welch's Zero Sugar. All that passion fruit or tropical punch goodness and none of the sugar. You gotta sip it to get it. New Welch's Zero Sugar. Let's fruit stuff up.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Small Town Murder Express.
Yay, choo-choo!
Oh, yay indeed, Jimmy, yay indeed. My name is James Pietragallo. I'm here with my co-host.
I'm Jimmie Whisman.
Thank you, folks, so much for joining us today.
You did it again.
Another crazy episode of Small Town Murder Express. We stuff crazy stories into an hour, it's wild stuff. So you are in luck today. We have a wild story and just a real asshole to talk about. We love when it's just a dick that we can make fun of. So we have that for you today for sure. Before we get to that, though, shutupandgivememurder.com. Head there right now. Come see us at our live show.
Please do. Yeah.
Oh, it's a comedy show. I'm telling you, if you've never been to a live show, it's not a murder lecture. It is we're comedians, so it's a comedy show. We have the pictures, and they're all funny, and everything's very funny. You will leave laughing hard, we promise. September 20th. Get there for it. Minneapolis, the State Theater. It's a big, beautiful theater. It's going to be our biggest show ever. So be a part of the loudest Shut Up and Give Me Murder of all time. We can't wait. And also get your tickets for the virtual live show.
Right.
Halloween virtual live show. We're doing it again, and we'll have costumes on. We'll have some weird kind of matching costumes. It'll be a good time. Can't wait. Just like a regular live show, but in your living room. We know we're only in 12 cities this year, so we can't get everywhere. What we can get to you because you can do it from home. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
You can get to us. We can get to you. We'll meet you halfway in the ether.
Meet you halfway in the internet. So that'll work there. Shutupandgivememurder.com. If you need more, if you listen to all the shows, you listen to Small Town Murder and Express, of course, and of course, Crime and Sports and Your Stupid Opinions. You're listening to all the shows we put out. We even have more material for you. Patreon. Patreon.com/Crime in Sports is where you get all of the bonus material. Anybody $5 a month or above. Hundreds of bonus episodes you've never heard are just a click away as soon as you sign up. And then new ones every other week. One Crime and Sports, one Small Town Murder, and you get it all, baby.
Get it
all of it. This week, what we got for you for Crime and Sports, we're going to do theme park disasters. We have to do it quarterly because it's so popular. So that's a lot of fun. And then for Small Town Murder, it's back, everybody. The prisoner dating game is back. We're going to find Jimmie, a nice young lady, and a nice young man from prison that he's going to find and pick one based solely on their profile that they put up for their prisoner dating thing, and not going to know who he picked until he picks them, and then he's going to find out who they are, and worst of all, what they've done. It's a lot of fun. Patreon.com/Crime in Sports, and you get a shout out at the end of the regular show too. So that said, I think it's time, everybody. Let's all,
here we go.
Let's do this. I think it's time to sit back. Let's all clear the lungs and arms to the sky, and let's all shout. Shut up and give me murder. Let's do this, everybody.
Okay.
Let's go on a trip, shall we?
Here we go.
Let's do it. We're going someplace we like very much, Jimmie.
Oh, yeah?
We're going to Maine, baby. Here it is. Oh, yes. We're going to Old Town, Maine.
Old Town.
Old Town. That is not, no E's in that. It's not oldie towny. It's Old Town. Just the words. Old Town, Maine. It's in northeastern Maine, I guess you'd call it, kind of. Not all the way up there, though. It's more kind of central, I guess. It's by Bangor, so it's there. It's 20 minutes away from there.
Yeah.
So in the kind of central region here, about 2 hours to Amity, Maine, which was our last Maine episode, episode 471, The Talented Mr. Psychopath, which was a insane episode with multiple murder. It was crazy. So population of this town, 7,415.
Hey.
Very small place. And it's pretty inexpensive. It's like from another era. The median household income here, $474, which is well below the national average, usually $69,000. Median home price here, $198,200.
That is doable.
That's not bad. When you hear those median home prices under $200,000, you're like, that's not bad. I like that. A little bit of history of this town. Now, it was originally not called Old Town, as you would imagine. You don't start a new town and go, we're calling it Old Town. That would be really weird.
A brand new place.
Brand new.
Confusing as fuck.
What are you guys building here? Old Town? Okay. Interesting. It was originally called Panawamsket. That's
why we change it.
The local Indians called it that, which means where the ledges spread out, which meant it referred to the riverbed because it had rapids and drops and shit like that. Then the French established a Catholic mission here in the 1680s.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's been here a long time. Then, almost 100 years later, Great Britain took over from the French following the 7 Years' War, and it was settled by, the English, I guess. The name Old Town derives from Indian Old Town, which was the English name for the largest Indian village in the area. Which, by the way, is now known as Indian Island, and Old Town, they just moved somewhere else. So, makes no sense. It's best known for the Old Town Canoe Company, which they manufacture canoes and kayaks, and they've been there for 100-something years. So, makes a lot of sense. The University of Maine is nearby, so a lot of people work there. It's in Orono. How the fuck do you say that? Orono. It could be anything. So I'm not going to try and have people go, hee, giggle. Yeah. He said Orano. Oh, God.
We don't know what Orono is.
We don't know how to pronounce a town we've never heard of in the middle of nowhere. Isn't that weird how we don't know?
Shocking.
It is, home to a big paper mill, too. Reviews of this town. Here we go. 5 stars. I have absolutely loved living in Old Town. In the past 3 years, I've never had any issues other than buying the, quote, green trash bags. I don't know what this is about. But if you find hacks to not ripping them, pro tip, put a Glad bag inside the green bag. I don't know what this is. Must be some garbage regulation they have with different bag types you have to have, because there's another person that's complaining about the dump coming up. So a lot of
trash collection, such an issue.
We've never had trash collection be such a big issue in the reviews, because there's not a ton of reviews, and half of them are about trash collection. It's really weird. If you live in Old Town or near there for any stretch of time, I would strongly recommend attending Riverfest in the fall. It's just a small street festival, but it's always lots of fun. All right.
I will be there.
We'll talk about it definitely in a minute here. 4 stars. It was the best place, in my opinion, until the trash dump reared its ugly head. Here we are.
What happened?
What the fuck is going on? All of a sudden, this place turned into garbage, Old Town. It's, wow. I'm sorry. Not sure if it's safe to live near it. I can smell it sometimes, and it's not the greatest thing. It's like a combination of poop and pine cleaner. That's nice.
What?
like somebody shit in the house and someone else tried to clean it up with Pine Sol.
Yeah, but why does the trash dump smell like chemicals and shit?
I mean, shit I get, because there's garbage and stuff, but
it's
pine
generally
cleaner,
a sour smell, isn't it?
I'm sure they spray something on it to try to make it smell less horrible.
Do they?
Beats the fuck out of me.
By plane?
I don't know why else it would smell like pine cleaner. I can't imagine how a bunch of rotting trash would become Pine Sol in the end. That doesn't make
a crop duster to dust the field with fucking Fabuloso.
Is that how they make Pine Sol? Just rotted garbage?
See if it can make the dump not stink. It can make your fucking goofy ass house not stink.
Garbage juice is that color. It's the same color.
Oh god, that stuff is so bad.
I do not think the water is safe either if you live near it. Well, that depends on if it's leaking into your water or not.
What?
They have concerns about that. And then 3 stars, Old Town is a small city. The positive side to living here is that we are outside a large city. Bangor's not a large city, by the way. That's a small city.
Yeah, I mean, Maine doesn't have any large cities.
No, that's kind of the point of Maine. Yeah. And many residents know one another. The negative side is that drugs are huge here, and it's not easy to raise my teenage daughter outside of the drug-abusing community.
Yeah, welcome to New England.
Welcome to America. What are you talking? It's
Florida.
Where the
Mexico.
fuck do you
it's
go?
Where
are
you going to go?
You know, we don't have here drugs. Real weird. I've never heard that before. Never.
Yeah, you point me to that fucking state, and I'll be there tomorrow.
It doesn't exist. Things to do here, and if it did, it would be full of Mormons, so that would be no fun either. So
yeah. Utah's even got it.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Huge fucking problems.
Huge issues. Things to do. Riverfest is the thing to do. It offers a wonderful opportunity to celebrate our always great, ever-growing community and our historic connection to the Penobscot River. Our goal is to make Riverfest the largest yet. So they're saying that the Riverfest kicks off with a home football game on Thursday, September 26th. Look out for several other Old Town Coyote home games throughout the weekend.
Okay, so
the Old Town High Coyotes. Yep, that's some small town shit. We're gonna kick off our festival with a high school football game.
With the game,
hardcore small town stuff there.
The game of children.
A game of we're all gonna cheer for the children to hurt each other. Opening ceremonies at the park begin Friday, September 27th at 5, along with food vendors, live music from John Rush. Not Rush, John Rush. He does Rush cover songs. That's it. Just Limelight and Spirit of Radio over and over and over again. It's Tom Sawyer. And fireworks at 9. The annual parade starts at 10. Oh, boy. And then on Saturday, the 28th, you get food and inflatables, a car show, demonstrations. Saturday wraps up with a free concert from Motor Booty Affair. Motor Booty Affair. That's a great name for a band.
What is that?
Motor Booty Affair. Along with food trucks and a beer garden. So listen to shitty music while eating food and smelling diesel fumes. That sounds great.
If there's something America loves, James, it's a beer garden and local music. Evidently. That's what we found.
You need the beer garden to deal with the local music.
Right.
Without that, people are throwing things at these people. Let's be realistic here.
That beer garden is always
gotta have that.
It's ever present everywhere.
And the more you drink, the more like eating food from a truck starts to become a good idea too. The drunker you get, you're like, a truck window, I could just take a sandwich out of it probably and eat it. That'd be good.
I'll take my chances on the exhaust pipe or the food killing me.
It's all right. So, that's what you do. Grab a drink, win some door prizes, and celebrate Riverfest. Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Let's talk about a murder, shall we?
Let's do it.
Let's do this. Let's go back in time a bit. Not too far. 2013, we're going to go back in time.
Okay, yeah.
So very recently here. Everything is exactly the same. People are still, minus TikTok, the world is the same. It's Instagram and Facebook. And
I was buying my second Honda Pilot.
Jimmie's on his second Honda Pilot here. This is Jimmie's, we call this the Honda Pilot years of Jimmie's life. So let's talk about a young man, and Facebook will be a big part of this, by the way.
Okay. Yeah.
Guy's name is Kyle J, and his last name is Dube. So I'm calling him Kyle Doobie. I'm sure it's Dube. We're calling him Kyle Doobie. Which sounds like a guy. It's like, what's up, bro? Kyle Doobie here, man. It's like an MTV VJ from 1992.
Kyle Doobie.
Yeah, when Pauly Shore left, they brought Kyle Doobie in. Kyle Doobie, guys, what's up? This is Nirvana. Smells like Teen Spirit, bro.
It's not a bad name.
Kyle Doobie.
I'd go by Doobie, even if it was Doob.
I'm Doobie, yeah.
What else is there? It's Doobie, right?
And Doobie has a brother, so we have the Doobie Brothers. Which is
that
he
right?
does. And his name sounds made up. It sounds like a band name. His brother's name is Dustin Doobie, which sounds awesome.
Dusty Doobie?
Old Dusty Doobie over here. Dustin Doobie, which is...
That's awesome.
Sounds like a guy a porn star who smokes weed while he fucks.
Yeah.
Dustin Doobie. He's like railing a chick while smoking a fatty. So, Jesus Christ, that's the family.
Can't tell if he's coming or just holding in a...
Can't tell. His face, he's getting red. Every time he coughs, it's dangerous thrusting with that large penis. Now, they did not grow. They're not from Old Town. They used to live in another town. Now, he grew up kind of when he was smaller. They lived on a property called Switzer Farm.
Okay. It's in Maine also?
It's in Maine also, in a different town. His father, Kyle's father, Greg, was the caretaker of the property.
Oh, yeah.
And his wife, Tammy, worked at the bank in town. And they also had Dustin. So they got, we got Greg, Tammy, Kyle, Dustin, the Doobie clan. Now, the former principal of Adams School, which is where they went to elementary school, Dustin and Kyle Doobie, this guy's name, he's the former principal. His name is Todd Nelson. He says, I remember them both clearly. He said both Kyle and Dustin were sports nuts. They were real into sports. They both played a lot of sports. They were both very fit, very athletic, and coordinated, that sort of thing.
He said sports nuts, huh?
Sports nuts, quote unquote. Sports nuts. He also said Kyle, in particular, was a very good basketball player.
Oh.
Real good ball player, Kyle was. So they said that one of the other teachers said, he was a very good basketball, and he also worked very hard playing baseball as well. Uh-huh. And they said that even though Kyle struck out in baseball often, he didn't give up. He kept working at it. He said that Kyle had a little bit of a temper, though he said it was nothing abnormal. Nothing, he'd get a little bit mad, but he wouldn't go in and start hitting kids with the bat or anything. He just, I got super mad in Little League when I struck out.
Did he thigh snap an aluminum bat?
I think he popped his Easton over his knee and snapped it. I once got
Bo Jackson style.
I once got called out on strike 3 on a ball that bounced off the plate. And when I was so fucking enraged, as I walked behind the ump, I cocked the bat like I was going to hit him with it, and I got thrown out of the game for it. I was 11 years old, maybe 10, something like that. I could have hit that guy. It fucking bounced on the plate. Yeah. I was like, you're throwing me out. It bounced. And the coach came out. He's like, oh, my God, get out of here. What are you doing? You're out of your mind. So he said, though, the coach said he didn't get any madder than any other kid I knew. So nothing like that. He said that he probably coached 100 kids over the years, 100 kids with some sort of temper issue, and he said Kyle didn't stand out from any others as having a temper issue. Yeah. Kyle actually was on the quieter side, they said, actually. Mm-hmm. He said, I had absolutely no major issues with him. And so they were at the school for a while here, and not only did they participate in sports, they also participated in the annual school musical as well.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, the Doobie Brothers are going to pop into the musical. And, he said everyone participates in everything in this school, and they jumped right in there. Though they said that Kyle's the kind of person, this is from a teacher at the school.
Sure.
Kyle's the kind of person who, if you're lost in the woods, you want with you.
I don't know.
I don't know what. Yeah, I guess you could trust him, which is going to be very ironic later on, by the way.
It just means that he's resourceful.
I was going to say resourceful, ingenuity, has ingenuity, whatever.
Yeah.
So they also said that they had a great childhood, and a lot of that came from the fact that they said the teacher said the kids had a great childhood at the Switzer farm where they would roam the fields and forests. So they knew how to do things in the woods and shit like that. The teacher said they were profoundly comfortable with and knowledgeable of the natural world around them. So they were into that sort of thing. Now the family ended up moving from the town of Castine to Bangor somewhere around 2005. And that was for a better job for the father, I guess, here. Now, summer of 2012, Kyle's now 18 going on 19. He gets involved in a high-speed chase. So he's a nice kid and he plays Little League, and they go from that to a high-speed chase with a Maine state trooper.
Wow.
On a motorcycle, by the way.
Really?
Not the trooper, Kyle. No, no idea. So Kyle's on a motorcycle on I-95 north of Bangor.
Jesus.
And according to the report, the chase reached speeds of up to 150 miles an hour.
Well, it was a crotch rocket.
That's a crotch rocket.
It's not a Harley.
I was going to say, it's not a fucking chopper he's sitting on here. And ended, finally, he didn't give up. He only gave up finally after he crashed into another police cruiser that Kyle did in his motorcycle. Not going 150, but he crashed into the car, and then he said, okay, that's enough. I give up now after that. His old teacher said he was a little surprised to learn of his involvement in a high-speed chase. Didn't sound like Kyle. That's not the Kyle I know.
Yeah.
So as of 2013, he really has an interesting life here. He lives with his parents. Yeah. He's 20 years old. He has a 17-year-old girlfriend who he lives with.
Hey, boy.
And he has a 4-year-old daughter there as well.
A what?
I said a 4-year-old daughter. So
with who?
I think it's with the 17 or 18-year-old, which is disturbing because that means that she had the baby when she was 14 or 15.
That means he's a rapist.
And he was 16, impregnating a 14-year-old. So that's
well, I guess that's not rape, is it? That's just
no, technically, legally, I think that's just kids. That's just kids fucking at that point. I don't think there's a legal term for it other than kids fucking. And so Kyle has a job. He works at the Getchell Agency, and he takes care of people with disabilities.
Oh.
That's what he does. And his girlfriend's name is Sarah. Sarah Mersinger is her name, and they live together. But you'd think that Kyle, he's building a life for himself. He's got a job. He's got practically a family.
He's got to take care of a child.
Got to take care of a child. He lives with his parents, all this stuff. But he's distracted, though. He's very distracted.
Yeah.
This isn't enough for Kyle. Kyle is distracted, and he's distracted by something he certainly shouldn't be distracted by.
What is it?
This should be like the 9 Inch Nails song, Something I Can Never Have, and you should never even fucking think about.
Okay.
He is very interested in a girl that lives nearby.
Oh.
Nicole Christine Cable. That's Christine with a K, Cable with a C. Nicole Christine Cable. She's 15 years old.
Oh, okay.
He's got a type. We find out here. She's 15. She lives nearby, and he really likes her a lot. He's 20, by the way. So, her family, a little bit about Nicole. Her family calls her Coco. Very white girl, by the way, but Coco. She's a small girl, 5'3", 90 pounds, real thin. She's got 3 younger sisters. She's got an older brother who doesn't live with them anymore. She's got 3 younger sisters, though, and, lives with her parents. She's very popular in school. She's a cheerleader, and she's got a very good personality. Everybody says good sense of humor. She's a smart, fun, happy-go-lucky.
She's a kid.
Sophomore in high school. She has very close relationships with her friends, as a lot of sophomores in high school do.
Right. Yeah.
And her parents said if she wasn't talking to them, she's texting them and always communicating with people. She's always has her phone in her hand.
She's 15. Yeah.
She's a 15-year-old post-social media. She's always got her phone in her hand. That's the way it works. And her one relative said she actually did like high school, mostly hanging out with her friends, saying sometimes she even cut classes to hang out with her friends. You know, a 15-year-old. Right. And a normal 15-year-old. A 15-year-old I can relate to, you know? Because that's the type of shit I do.
Whose social life is more important than social studies.
Yeah, because that's kind of how, you know, 15, you don't think, the future is like so far away. You don't even think about that at 15, you know?
My daughter is about to turn 14. The amount of gossip this chick does.
Oh, that's all they do.
Holy shit.
It's crazy. So she, I guess, someday wants to be a cosmetologist.
Yeah.
That's her goal here. So she's living with her mom, Christine, her dad, Jason, 3 younger sisters, and Kyle. She's friends with Kyle, which right away, he comes around the house to like see her. No. That's a big no from me. You're not 20-year-old. How old are you? Was my first 20?
Yeah.
Well, fucking jobs are that way. Leave my sophomore daughter the fuck alone.
Yeah.
No, you have nothing to talk about with her. Nothing.
Yeah, they're neighbors of mine that have kids that are my friends, but I don't go over and hang out with them. You know what I mean? I'm friendly with them. I'm not friends with them, I think.
20 is fuck you.
Weird.
Get the fuck off my property and go take care of your baby, you creep. Get out of here.
Yeah.
What do you have in common with a 15-year-old cheerleader at 20?
Nothing. Zero.
Nothing. Nothing at all. So he comes around a few times, but at first he's trying to be friendly, but it becomes pretty clear pretty quick what he's after, and he's after her. He wants to have sex with her.
Nude. Yeah.
And it seems to be a bit of seems to be an obsession. He stops by all the time. He's always trying to come on to her and all that kind of shit. Starts making unwanted sexual advances toward her. And she's the type, too, where she's like, get the fuck off me, dude. What are you doing? Like, she's not like, oh, no, what am I going to do? She'll tell you, fuck off. Like, she has no problem doing it. Nicole's a smart, feisty chick, so she's good. Now, May 11th, 2013, Kyle comes over to hang out with her. And what Kyle does, too, is he'll bring weed over. She likes to smoke a little weed, so he'll bring weed, and that's how he gets her to hang out. Because when you're 15, anybody with weed is your friend.
Well, you certainly have something in common with them.
Then you have something in common, and it seems like we're all on the same level if you're all smoking weed. It's a weird thing when you're a kid. You feel like that, even when you're smoking with adults. So
interesting.
Anyway, May 13th, Kyle comes over and tries to kiss her and grope her.
Oh.
May 11th. He tried to, I guess, really tried to come on to her pretty hard, and she was like, hell no, motherfucker, back off, and went in the house and was not interested. And she even sent a text to her boyfriend afterwards saying that she hung out with Kyle and that, quote, Kyle was trying to kiss and grope me, and I kept trying to push him off me, and he wouldn't stop, and he ended up leaving a bite mark on me.
He was close enough to bite?
He was like kissing her neck and shit. She's like, get the fuck off me, dude. Like to the point where he bit her. Or that's crazy. Quote, so as soon as he got off of me, I had him bring me home. And the boyfriend responded, I'm going to kill him. No one disrespects you. Anything else happen?
How old's her boyfriend?
Same age, 15.
Yeah. 15. You're going to do what?
Yeah. I'm going to kill him. So probably not, but this is Small Town Murder Express, so anything's possible. Yeah. We've had 12-year-olds wipe their whole families out on this show. You never know what's going to happen.
He might have 11 of him, and they can definitely do it.
Yeah, no shit. So that had to be scary for her, too, and the balls she has, too. She's strong of will because she said, I had him take me home. So they went in a car together.
Yeah.
She was groping. He's groping, and she's like, get the fuck off me and take me home. And, so she's got a good head on her shoulders anyway.
She relied on him for transportation, and then he took advantage of her, and she still managed to get the transportation out of him.
He said, I'll pick you up, and we'll smoke a little weed and whatever. She said, yeah, cool, we'll drive around, smoke a little weed. And then it got to be like, you're not here to smoke me out. You're here to fucking feel me up, which is different than smoking me out.
Yikes.
So then somewhere in here, she gets a friend request from a Brian Butterfield on Facebook.
Yeah.
Brian with a Y, Butterfield. Just like Butterfield. So now this account, she knows Brian Butterfield's a guy from school. So Nicole knows Brian Butterfield, and so she accepts the request. No problem. You know what I mean? She's a guy from school. She knows him. Now, Kyle, by the way, does not like Brian Butterfield because Brian Butterfield used to go out with his girlfriend, Kyle's girlfriend. Yikes. So he hates Brian Butterfield, Kyle. Now, Nicole and this Brian Butterfield on Facebook are talking a lot of messages going back and forth between them here. So The problem is Brian Butterfield did not send this friend request, and Brian Butterfield is not messaging her. It is Kyle doing all of this, as posing as Brian Butterfield.
Right.
So May the 12th, okay, Butterfield, quote-unquote Butterfield, the Facebook account Butterfield, asks Nicole, says, hey, meet me at the end of your road there in Glenburn. He said that they will smoke some weed and hang out for a few minutes. I'll stop by. I got a joint. We'll light up. We'll smoke, and I'll take off. So... Hey, everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you about the safest sponsor ever, Simply Safe. Absolutely. These people will keep you safe. It's amazing. You know that every 26 seconds a burglary takes place in the United States, according to the FBI. That means that by the time this podcast is over, dozens and dozens of homes will have been targeted, ransacked. God knows what happens here. So protect your home before it's too late with Simply Safe proactive security system. Simply Safe helps stop threats before they even have a chance to break in. Named Best Home Security System by U.S. News and World Report 5 years in a row. And by us for about the last 8 years as well. If you trust us, believe me, you want Simply Safe. So visit simplysafe.com/small to claim 50% off a new system with professional monitoring plan and your first month free. That's simplysafe.com/small. There's no safe like Simply Safe.
Now back to the show.
This show, Small Town Murder, is brought to you by BetterHelp. Get yourself some therapy, everybody. Honestly, here. We often hear about, red flags that you should avoid. Hey, that's a lot of a thing. It's become a real phrase now, real cliche. Yeah. But why don't you focus also, you look at like green flags in friends and partners. Look for good things as well. Right. And maybe you're not sure what that looks like, though. Therapy can help you figure that out. What are positive things? What are the green flags? And then you can practice them in your relationship. It's absolutely a fact. And so, honestly, we absolutely are huge advocates for this. It really, really helps. BetterHelp is fully online, making therapy affordable. It's convenient. They serve over 5 million people worldwide. You can access a diverse network of more than 30,000 credentialed therapists, wide ranges of specialties there. Here's the coolest part. You're not getting along with your therapist, you're just not feeling it, you can switch at any time, no extra charge.
Wow.
The thing is, they want you to get help. That's it. And you can do it with BetterHelp. Discover your relationship green flags with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/smalltownmurder today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/smalltownmurder.
Now back to the show.
For her, walk to the end of the road, get a little stoned and come back. Sounds awesome.
Sure.
That's a great offer for a 15-year-old. I would have loved that when I was 15. So she said also she ended up, because Kyle was texting her too, she told Kyle she was going to meet Butterfield.
Oh.
All right. So she agrees to meet with Butterfield. And in her last text exchange with Kyle, because she's talking to Kyle about going to see Butterfield, at 9:20 p.m., she texted, "Is it weird to be a little scared?" Because she's just going and standing out in a dark street somewhere and waiting for some dude to come smoke her out. And Kyle replied, "No, I wouldn't be.
I wouldn't be worried.
Yeah, I'm fine. I think you're good. Yeah, why would you be scared? You know this guy. It shouldn't be no big deal." So, oh my God, what he did is it is Kyle getting her there. And she goes and waits out on the end of the road. She's standing out there. While she's standing out there waiting for this Butterfield to drive up, instead, someone jumps out of the bushes.
Oh, no.
Wearing a knit ski hat and grabbed her and started choking her when she resisted. This is Kyle, by the way. Yeah. Right. Kyle jumps out of the bushes in a ski hat and tries to assault her and tries to grab her. At some point here, she screams because neighbors heard a scream around this time. Okay. So she screams. He can't have her screaming. So he chokes her a bit and then duct tapes her. Yeah. He duct tapes her. He binds her up. He duct tapes her hands and feet, duct tapes her mouth so she can't scream, and puts her in the back of his father's pickup truck.
Oh, boy.
And drives to a secluded area. Now, when he gets there and gets out, he says she's dead at that point.
Oh.
All right? That's his story here.
Too much duct tape.
And he's got a little more story later on. So now if that was true, you'd go, oh, my God. First of all, that's terrible. Yeah. His first thought is, well, better take all her clothes off.
What?
So he takes all of her clothes off and drives out to Old Town here in the woods and basically puts her body on the ground and piles leaves and debris on top of it.
Well,
and
that was stupid.
That's not good. And then as he drives away, someone's going to miss a 15-year-old girl. You know what I mean? Yeah. As he drives away, he throws her clothing out the window of the truck into the woods, which, again, not exactly the best disposal method either, which is wild. He later went home, told his brother that he intended to – this is his intent, which is fucking crazy. This is what he told – he went home and told his brother what happened.
Right away?
He went and told old Dustin Dustin Doobie is an ear. You know what I mean? Old Dustin Doobie lends an ear. You know what I'm saying? He really will. So he tells his brother what happened. He goes, oh, my God, this girl, I killed her. His story to his brother is, I didn't want her to know it was me. I tried to jump out and do it so she wouldn't know it was me. I was going to put her in the truck, take her out there, dump her in a field. Then I was going to come back and save her as me so she would like me. He was going to be the hero, he said. So I'm trying to be a hero. He thought that if somebody kidnapped her and dumped her in a field duct taped and then he showed up and went, I found you, and then like freed her of the duct tape, she would throw her arms around him and be in love with him forever and then be like, please have sex with me in this field.
Put a baby inside me too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Have sex with my still duct taped body, please. That was his like fantasy. Apparently,
that was the inspiration for the Doobie song China Grove. It was going to be called Vagina Grove.
Vagina Grove, yeah. Oh, so by the way, is it BTK? I think that did this.
Is it?
I want to say it's one of the big serial killers. I want to say it's BTK who grabbed a woman, took her into a barn, tied her all up, and then left, and then came back with his hair combed different and said, I'm so sorry, my twin brother has mental problems. He said, my twin brother has mental problems. Look, we're getting him help right now. We're putting him in an institution, and we didn't know he did. Please don't tell anybody. You'll ruin his life. I promise you he's getting help and all that shit.
We're clearly different guys. That was a bowl cut. This is a comb over.
But that's it. He realized, like, oh, shit, I can't just tie a teenage girl up in a barn and leave her there. She'll tell somebody. So that was the story they made up.
That's absurd.
It's I'm the twin brother. That's my evil twin. He was bad.
Right.
So that's what Kyle's trying to pull here.
Okay.
So the next morning, Nicole's mother realizes that she's not there, and she said she left before to meet a friend the night and never came back. So she calls the police immediately in the morning and says, my daughter's missing. So when a 15-year-old girl in a small town goes missing, it is a big deal.
Yeah.
And every law enforcement person in the whole area that can be spared is there, and they have fucking planes and helicopters, dogs, hundreds of civilian volunteers. I mean, this place is blanketed with people, and they are not finding her right away here.
Fuck.
Now, police end up talking because they look at Nicole's, all of her electronic interaction to see where she might have went. So they interview a friend of Nicole's named Brian Butterfield. Yeah. Go to Butterfield first.
And
he said somebody must have set up a fake Facebook account using my name because it's not me. And they said, any ideas of who you suspect? And he goes, Kyle Doobie. Yeah, that motherfucker. He's creepy with her and he hates me. So this would all make sense. He said Doobie wanted to have sex with Nicole, but she's been rejecting his advances. And I used to fuck his girlfriend, so he doesn't like me either.
And so he put a baby in my sloppy seconds.
So over the next few days, while everybody's looking, Kyle offers his babysitting services to Nicole's mother.
What?
This motherfucker is cold, dude. This guy's an asshole. He's a real asshole. I guess she said that Nicole's mother said that she knew Kyle as a friend of her daughter's who came by their house 2 or 3 times before she disappeared. She said that Kyle reached out to her with an offer to babysit her other children. She said that Kyle first told her that he heard that she, meaning Nicole's mother, had told people that she thought that Kyle was responsible for Nicole's disappearance.
Oh, he confronted her.
Yeah, he's like, why are you telling people that?
My God, that's fine.
Which is either insanely ballsy or insanely innocent. Those are one of the two things. Because if you were innocent, you'd be like, why are you telling people I fucking did this? I didn't do this. But also, if you were guilty, you'd be like, hey, don't do that. So she denied the accusation. She said, I didn't say that. I don't know what you're talking about. That's just a small town rumor. And he said, okay, well, if you need anything, give me a call, and I'd be happy to watch your other children for you. And she was like, that's okay.
I've been telling people that you probably killed my daughter.
Yeah. You want to watch my youngest now? Yeah. No, don't think so.
I don't want to be around any of them.
May 16th, 2013 is when police interview Kyle. And he said that he had a relationship with Nicole as far as friendship. He exchanged text messages with her the day she disappeared. He said, but I was at work in Bangor when she went missing. It had nothing to do with me. So I have an alibi and everything. He made 2 recorded interviews with the Maine State Police detectives, and he repeatedly denied having anything to do with Nicole's disappearance. He described the denials and said, I didn't do it. And they said, well, will you give us a DNA sample? He said, happy to. Yeah, cheek away. There we go. Swab me up, motherfucker. So May 17th, 2013, Kyle reports to jail, not for this, for his traffic for the motorcycle chase. He's got to do 90 days in jail. Jesus Christ. And that while he was there being interviewed, they're like, you need to serve this sentence, by the way. So, and then he came back the next day to serve his sentence. Now, he reported to the county jail to serve this sentence, and they said 90 days, but he was going to get out in 30 is how it worked. Okay. And he apparently, while he was being booked in for that, he had an emotional outburst as they tried to calm him down, the officers. And one of the cops said, Doobie responded, it was what he had done that they didn't know he had done that he was worried about. Not this. Yeah, they were like, you're just going to jail for a month for traffic shit. It's fine. And he said, no, it's not that. It's what I've done that you don't know I've done. That's what I'm worried about. Okay. You mean what we were just interrogating you about 12 hours ago?
You're under suspicion of murder, you fucking weirdo? At least disappearing a girl?
No shit. So the next day, his girlfriend, Sarah, completely spills everything on him. Yeah, she tells. She said, goes to the police, and she said, Kyle came home and told me what happened, what he did after he did the police interview, and then he went home and told Sarah, I just had to be interviewed by the police, and this is what I did, and I'm super scared. So she told police where she even said, I know where the body is.
Why the fuck?
And they were like, well, where? We'd love to find her. And so she said Nicole is in the woods near Gilman Falls in Old Town. It is in the woods right near the Dysart's gas station, she said. Okay, yeah. So she said, I asked him what he had done. He told me he had killed Nicole. He told me he strangled her at the end of her road. He said he had a mask on when she strangled her. He said he put duct tape over her mouth, her eyes, on her hands and feet. Over her eyes. Like a fucking monster. So, yeah, he said that and then told her where he hid the body. And why would you tell your girlfriend that? What is she going to go, oh, cool, so you're trying to fuck some other chick? Like, what? What's the advantage? Yeah, what's the advantage if it's not Carmela Soprano, for Christ's sake? Like, you're not married into a mob family. This is just some high school girl.
And it's not like you killed a guy over him owing your family a bunch of money.
Yeah.
You killed a girl over
nothing.
I mean, nothing.
She wouldn't.
Literally nothing.
She wouldn't let you be a child molester. That's right. Like, she's doing you a favor, bro.
You're going to jail for traffic shit. You don't want to be in there longer.
No. And she even told the cops, the girlfriend, that he covered her up with leaves and debris and threw the clothes out the window. So you might want to look for those along the road on the woods. Then Dustin Doobie comes in and he tells the police what he knows as well, which is everything. So they get the exact same story from 2 totally separate people, saying that Kyle told me this, Kyle told me that.
What was Kyle thinking?
Kyle is not a bright guy, let's just say. Kyle's a fucking dipshit.
This is the least thought out crime I've ever heard of.
And in his mind, he's like, what a great plan. I'm going to kidnap her. I'll cover her eyes in duct tape so she can't see me, dump her in a field and find her, and then I'll be her hero and she'll want to, she'll love me forever. Like, that's crazy.
And then if it doesn't work, I'll tell the cops one story and tell everybody else that I know the other real story.
My brother, who's a child. A fucking girlfriend who has no reason to keep this quiet now that I'm obviously a scumbag. So May 20th, 2013, Nicole's body is found. It is found just where the girlfriend said it was, near a dirt road off Gilman Falls Avenue in Old Town at about 9:30 p.m. She was naked and found buried under leaves and sticks there. And the cause of death is asphyxia due to compression of the neck.
Oh, boy.
Choking someone to death.
Not duct tape.
Not duct tape. No, it's not just couldn't breathe through her nose or something and suffocated. This is compression.
You weren't driving and looked back and she was dead. You did it before.
Yep, and they also find a sock nearby. And remember Kyle's voluntary DNA swab there? That's going to come back to bite him because his DNA matches the sock found in the wooded area where they were searching. And the bad part is Nicole's DNA is also on the sock. So that puts them both. That puts them together. Both of their DNA is on the same item.
What did he use that sock for? Did he take it off of his foot and stuff it in her mouth or something?
I think it's her sock. I think he took it off of her foot and threw it.
And
threw it, and his DNA is on it, and so is hers for that.
That's not good.
They talked to Haley Robinson, who is someone who knows both Nicole and Kyle, and she said that she lent Nicole a pink sweatshirt that she never got back. And they ended up finding a pink sweatshirt strewn on the side of the road that belonged to her. I think that's evidence now, sweetheart. Yeah. So Kyle's DNA also matched a hat found near the end of Nicole's driveway because she grabbed him. He was all scratched up when the cops talked to him, too. He had scratches on his fucking face.
Knocked that hat off.
She attacked him. She said, I'm not fucking going down like that. She's 90 pounds, but she fucking ripped the hat off his head, scratched his face. Yeah, no, she's a fighter. This girl was not going out easy at all. The funeral comes around. 300 people turn out for the funeral. People she doesn't even know show up. I mean, she's a nice girl. She's described as quiet but easy to talk to. And one friend said, I really didn't think much about it when she didn't show up for school the next day. We just thought she'd run away. But most people who run away aren't gone long.
Right.
She thought it was a regular old kid thing. I got scared after she'd been missing a while. It could have been any one of us. Any one of you that Kyle wanted to fuck, though. That's the thing. Another friend here said that, another woman said her own son and his friends now have a better understanding of why we worry about them so much and why we need to know where they are and who they're with.
Exactly.
Yeah, and that kid that was talking before said, I don't feel like I'm not safe now, but I don't want to hang out with the wrong people. Yeah, you also don't want to be 90 pounds and have a vagina either, is the other thing.
Yeah, that's the key. You
that's the
don't
key
want to have
to
a
this.
vagina and not be able to defend it.
Yes, and only be 90 pounds. That's hard.
Yeah.
So it turns out Nicole was not the only girl that Kyle was contacting through phony Facebook accounts.
Is that right?
Oh, he had a whole thing going on. This could have been way worse. If this guy had half a brain in his head, this could have been way even more tragic than it already is.
Oh, my God.
So, yeah, he set up using the name and information of it's Brian Butterfield, and he's just talking to other people. They said during the course of the investigation, records were obtained from Facebook indicating that the fake Brian Butterfield account was used to make contact with several young females in the Bangor area, to include Cable. The other girls involved provided investigators their Facebook account addresses and passwords. And, so this is not good. It was just the first one he could get to do this.
Fuck.
Now, here is Kyle's brother's coworker, so Dustin's coworker here. The cops talked to him, and he said that Dustin told him that Kyle confessed to him. Now, it's hearsay, can't really be used in court, but it helps the cops.
Yeah.
It said that Dustin had told him that he heard it straight from Kyle, all the details of how he killed Nicole and where he buried the body, and he knew all the details, just like the girlfriend did.
Oh, my God.
Now, this asshole is in jail. He hasn't been charged yet because they're still gathering evidence. Kyle's sitting in jail on the traffic charge. Now, he's in an adjacent cell to another inmate, and the two guys start doing the fishing thing in jail, where you're sending notes back and forth on fishing line. Kite fishing. So throw in an object from one cell to another with a string, and then you pull it back. So when the other inmate was transferred to a different facility, he gave the correctional officers 16 handwritten pages, many double-sided, that were given to him by Kyle. This became basically a handwritten, unsigned confession of every detail of what the fuck he did. He's a complete moron.
He's the talkingest motherfucker I ever heard of.
He told everybody, his girlfriend, his brother, The first guy he's near in jail. He just tells anybody.
If you don't have a badge, I'll tell you anything you want to know.
Anything, yeah. Anybody but the cops will tell. So he said many different things as far as that the girl, quote, needed to be killed. Told another inmate that he choked a girl and tried to make it look like I was helping her. All these hand-drawn pages here include a diagram of the area near Nicole's home showing where he was waiting for her and everything. He drew a diagram for everybody.
In what context do you need to show a guy across the hall that map?
I get that jail is boring, but for fuck's sake, this is not how you pass the time.
That's unbelievable.
It even showed where the mask was that he had, like everything, and where Cable's shoes were found, Nicole's shoes. He put that on there.
Kyle.
Well, Kyle, here it is. Here's what it said. He said, quote, I made a Facebook account to prank with a CK, by the way, the less common spelling, to prank my friend Nicole. It said, I had her meet me at the end of her driveway, and then I jumped out and scared the shit out of her. She passed out, and then I freaked. That's his story here. I put duct tape on her to keep her from running off. I put her in the truck and then went for a drive thinking she would wake up. After 15 to 20 minutes, she didn't get up. I checked her pulse, and she was dead. I did CPR, but it didn't work. I panicked. I was already coming to jail, so I didn't want to get charged for murder, so I put her body in the woods and took her clothes off and scraped her nails from my DNA.
What?
He fucking went under her fingernails to get his DNA out, which is...
Wow.
That is a fuck. He's been watching CSI and taking it all in, this guy.
Who the hell would know to do that? Also... Man, did he leave out a lot there at the beginning. I scared her and she passed out. You held her for 5 to 10 minutes, man.
Yeah. You got behind her like a UFC fight and you fucking choked her out. That's what you did.
Passed out. What a fucking minimizing son of a bitch.
Yep, that's what they do too. Minimize. Yeah. She passed out. I scraped her nails from my DNA or for my DNA, covered her up, and then left. Threw her clothes out into the wood later down the road, but cops found them. Later on page 4, he changes some of the details. Changes. This is in the form of one document. He changes the story. Yeah. He said at that point, that he created the fake Facebook page, arranged to meet Nicole at the end of her driveway, but confessed that he choked her in this one now. Didn't just say, I yelled, I said, boo, and she went, and then passed out like a Victorian woman, like Jimmie in a Saturday bath. He said, I jump out wearing a ski mask. I grabbed her around the chest and stomach, so I thought, and then I realized I had her in a chokehold with my right arm over her neck area. She passed out and I freaked. Yeah, you can't choke 90-pound girls. That's why.
And you can't choke them with their chest and stomach. You know if you've got a hold of a chest and
or a fucking head or a head. Give me a break.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
He also wrote that Nicole ripped off the ski mask and scratched his face with both hands.
Wow.
He again described taping Nicole's hands and feet with duct tape and putting her in the truck, according to this. And he wrote that she was breathing as he drove away from her home. She was breathing then. He said, so she was breathing and still passed out. Then she started gasping for air. I quickly got out and cut the tape and sat her up. She went still, and I started doing CPR, and she didn't start breathing. And by the way, his palm print and fingerprints are all over these documents, too. Course, so it's not like these are someone made it up. Like, these are his things. He at least held them.
Yeah.
And he still keeps saying, though, that he didn't intend to kill her. He said, quote, the truth is I never meant for her to die. She passed out after jumping her from behind and then died in the truck. I didn't hit her or drown her or choke her or shoot her. She just stopped breathing. I should have called 911 and got help, but I was so scared. Yeah, you can't jump people, duct tape them, and then call 911 and be like, I don't know what happened. She's just all freaked out.
What?
He said, that's why I'm here, because I was fucking scared and didn't call for help. Oh, no, because you're a murdering little scumbag is why you're here. You're a horny little shitbag is the problem here.
Right.
Hey, everybody. Just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you a little bit about Sono Bello. You know, the most known secret with celebrities and influencers and all these famous people is so many of them have had lipo. They've had lipo, whether it's a little touch-up here or a total makeover. Yeah. Nobody has a perfect body. That's the thing. No. They may look like it on TV, but there's things that help that. Absolutely. Lipo now has changed, and Sono Bello's been at the forefront with using LAL technology and getting those beautiful and natural outcomes for each person. Looking real natural. Our friends at Sono Bello are offering their best deal. You're now included in their winter savings event, but appointments are limited, so please get on this. Sono Bello doctors are masters in micro laser fat removal, a brilliant technique that removes stubborn fat permanently wherever your problem areas are. Tummy, love handles, thighs, arms, it's gone in one comfortable visit. Eating healthy and workouts are great. Keep doing that, but if you want to lose that stubborn fat in one visit, check out Sono Bello. Save big during their winter savings event. Schedule your free consultation now at sonobello.com/smalltownmurder. That's sonobello.com/smalltownmurder.
Now back to the show.
Hey, everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you a little bit more about our stylish friends at Quince. That's right. Let's go elevate your styles, people. Yeah. Get it going, look good out there, and you can do it now without breaking your wallet, without breaking the bank, because at Quince, you can get high-end, versatile pieces at prices we can all actually afford, which is very nice. You want to get good stuff that lasts and it's good, and they have quality stuff that's very affordable, and you can do like we did, upgrading our stuff here, while still being a very reasonable price. Quince only works with factories that use safe, ethical, responsible manufacturing practices, along with premium fabrics and finishes. It's all quality stuff. You're going to love it. Trust us, it looks good. And I've got the leather jacket. It's a very high-quality item. Real nice, soft leather. Yeah. Jimmie's got his linen pants he's rocking.
Yeah, they're terrific.
Come on, be like us. Be fashionable. Get in there with Quince. Indulge in affordable luxury. Go to quince.com/smalltownmurder for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. That's QUINCE.com/smalltownmurder to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/smalltownmurder.
Now back to the show.
Hey, everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you a little bit about a very cool place, Thrive Market. Yes, we are both looking to get into the healthy swing this year. The problem is I don't know what's in everything, and I don't know if even I'm qualified to even read the labels to know if that's good or that's bad. Right. There's chemicals in things, and there's things floating around. I don't know what I'm doing out there. One of my favorite features, and I know you were talking to me about this, is the Healthy Swap Scanner in the Thrive Market app. Yeah, it's simple. You scan any item, and it'll instantly suggest a cleaner, healthier grocery alternative, which is
it's great.
Amazing. Yeah. That's great. Thrive Market also takes the guesswork out of finding these safe, healthy foods. For example, like I'm trying to get my protein intake up for energy. I'm always moving around. I need stuff, and I love that you can filter their site by the high protein options.
Nice.
It's very cool, and you can personalize this portion, and you can put filters on it. And get ready. You should be ready for a junk-free start to 2025. Get ready for it and head to thrivemarket.com/smalltownmurder and get 30% off your first order plus a free $60 gift. That's THRIVE market.com/smalltownmurder, thrivemarket.com/smalltownmurder.
Now back to the show.
He then, I guess Kyle asked him to flush the papers down the toilet. Can you flush those? Because, that's kind of all the evidence anybody could need to convict me and all.
I put pen to paper and just realized that I did some incriminating shit.
That probably wasn't the smartest thing to do. But the other inmate kept them, obviously, and gave them to a prison investigator in July when he was moved out of that unit. He gave it to a prison investigator. The inmate said that he doesn't know what happened to the pages that he sent to Kyle. He said, I don't know. He assumed that Kyle flushed them down the toilet like they were supposed to do. So police then go to Facebook, like we said, and Facebook produces records to identify the owner of the fake Butterfield account, which was traced to Kyle and his parents' home. They also provided the last 4 digits of the smartphone used to log into the fake Facebook account, and that's the last 4 digits of Kyle's phone number, obviously. DNA found on the hat at the end of the driveway. Cell phone tower records show that he was in that exact area when it was happening. There couldn't be more evidence against this guy. If you didn't think so, there's more DNA. Remember how he removed the DNA from under her fingernails?
Yeah.
Well, didn't do a very good fucking job of it.
He didn't have bleach or like...
Unless you soaked her fucking hands in bleach for an hour, you're not going to get her your DNA. Just scraping isn't going to do it. No. So they found all sorts of his DNA under her fingernails.
Sure.
The cell towers as well say that calls from Kyle's phone before the 9:30 p.m. used a tower not far from his workplace in Bangor. The calls and text messages to his girlfriend between 10:30 and 11 used a tower that encompasses the Gilman Falls area in Old Town where her body was found.
Wow.
That all lines up. So he's indicted, obviously, May 29th, 2013. Yeah. So quickly, evidence, it's big. Computer forensic evidence showing he controlled the Facebook account. Circumstantial evidence that Kyle's whereabouts were unaccounted for, so he had no alibi. Cell phone tower shit, putting him right where the body was located and at her house. Evidence of his DNA on a knit hat and a sock at the meeting location and under her fingernails. Evidence of scratches on Kyle's face that were first seen after Nicole's disappearance, and evidence of his statements to fellow inmates, handwritten shit detailing it, telling his brother, telling his girlfriend.
Couldn't be more obvious.
Couldn't be more fucked, this kid, I gotta say. His coach, remember Coach over there?
Yeah, so he never had any problems with him.
His coach said, I was shocked about this whole thing. He said he was pretty good and kind in those times. He said, this is really, I don't understand what's happening here. Now, the arraignment, he pleads not guilty. His defense lawyer does the only thing he can do, which is request a psychological evaluation. Maybe he's crazy. That's the only thing that explains how stupid he is.
That's all I got.
That's it. So Nicole's mom was there, by the way, dressed in a yellow T-shirt with her daughter's picture on it, which is that's good to put some pressure on the court there. He's returned to jail. The kids at the high school, by the way, which this is funny because I guarantee you this lasted 4 to 6 days. They all said that they're going to use less social media now. Yeah, that's going to be the trend for the next 10 years, I'm sure. They said that after Kyle's arrest, they plan to reduce or completely end their use of social media.
Okay.
Yeah, they said it's wild stuff. They're going to do it. One of the people from the school said, hopefully they recognize that the internet isn't always a safe place. Everyone is reminding students of the dangers, both parents and teachers. And one of the classmates of Nicole said, a couple of my friends have deleted their Facebook, and some of my friends don't have Facebook anymore. Done with the social media. And that's why, since 2013, no children use social media anymore. It's gone completely out of favor with the kids. You know how it is.
They really fixed it. They fixed it good.
Fixed it all up. So the trial comes up, and his attorneys maintain that this is their defense, by the way. Okay. Because he's found competent and sane, so they can't use that. So they say someone else killed Nicole is the problem. Oh? It's not Kyle. It was another student at Old Town High School that did this to her.
Okay.
Or here's another one. You ready for this one?
Yeah.
It was Kyle's girlfriend that did it.
Oh, yeah. She's so jealous. Yeah.
She was jealous and just went into a fucking rage. You know how these chicks are. They go into fucking jealous rages and they just kill each other like crazy. The judge will not allow that, though.
No?
No. They said that they're trying to say the girl disliked Nicole because she believed that Kyle and Nicole were seeing each other, but the justice, Supreme Court, our Superior Court justice, granted the state's motion to exclude defense attorneys from naming another possible suspect. Can't say who it is. Can't just make wild accusations with no evidence. Yeah. So they said that Kyle set forth a tenuous suggestion of motive in his call for the alternative suspect. The defense's request does not reasonably establish any connection between the girl and the crime, meaning his girlfriend and the crime. Also, no evidence that the girl was at or near Cable's home on the night of the disappearance. The judge said this trial must be the trial of Kyle Doobie. Yeah. Not that bitch. So, defense opening here, they say that the state rushed to judge Kyle just because they had multiple pieces of DNA evidence, cell tower evidence, witnesses, and written down confessions. They took all of that and also he knew where the body was. They took all of that and immediately assumed he was guilty. What a load of shit. Lazy fucks. So they argue someone else committed the crimes. The lawyer said, "We are here to show you the state has holes in their case. They have mistakes, big mistakes." And they also said that Kyle, he didn't do this because he, quote, got up the next morning, got dressed, kissed his daughter goodbye, and went to work.
What a guy.
That shows that he's a cold-blooded fucking psychopath that's...
That's not positive for your client. Don't say that.
If it would be much better to say he spent the next 3 days sobbing, sitting in the closet, just fucking shaking and sobbing and going, why, and wouldn't eat or drink or sleep.
Contemplating murdering his entire family. Yeah. To sidestep the shame of what he's done.
He fucking walked away whistling zippity-doo-dah and went off to fucking work. This is ridiculous. Wow. At Kyle's request, the court conducted a whole wadir of witnesses before deciding whether to permit the state to present his jail writings. Yeah. All these witnesses are former coworkers, people he knows well that have seen his handwriting to see it, make sure that's his handwriting. Yeah. They get one coworker in there, testifies he worked with Kyle for about a month, almost 2 years ago. So you'd remember his handwriting from a month of work 2 years ago. He said he observed Kyle's handwriting 5 or 6 times during the month. So he saw his handwriting 5 or 6 times 2 years ago. And that coworker said that he'd been contacted by law enforcement a few days earlier to look at some documents, and he told law enforcement that the documents looked a lot like what I could remember of Kyle's handwriting, where he would have some stuff scratched out, and that his handwriting wasn't always too straight, and that sometimes it did look like chicken scratch.
I mean, wait till you see mine, man.
That's what I mean. My handwriting is awful. It's
Holy
fucking
shit.
repulsive.
My English teacher would be furious.
Yeah. I definitely got penmanship as a knockoff on a lot of shit. So they get another coworker in here that said he worked with Kyle for a period of 2 to 3 months, 18 months ago. And he said he's seen Kyle's handwriting on about 5 occasions, and he's been contacted by law enforcement, and he said that he identified the handwriting as being Kyle's without a doubt in his mind.
Seen it 5 times.
18 months ago. Now, outside the courtroom during the recess, Kyle Doobie's mother and aunt reported to the court that they had overheard the coworkers that just testified discussing their testimony outside the courtroom, which A, isn't allowed, and B, what they said is really off. The mother stated that one told the other to, quote, keep with your story, and had commented that, quote, none of us are handwriting experts.
Oh, boy.
So what do we know? I think, who knows? Both were called back up for further testimony, during which the first coworker acknowledged speaking with the second about his frustrations with the questioning, but denied that the second coworker told him to keep with his story. And that guy denied saying it as well. So Kyle Doobie, though, they moved to strike any testimony regarding handwriting by both men, and the judge says, no, fuck you. So there's that. And also they bring Kyle's dad. He also gets brought in about the handwriting. He stated he did not recognize the handwriting on some of the pages on the first occasion, but on the second occasion that several of the pages looked similar to Kyle's handwriting. He said he's seen his son's handwriting many, many times. They bring in his girlfriend, who's kind of the star witness here.
Oh, yeah.
And, she said that first they questioned her, saying, isn't it true, by the way, this is the defense in her cross, isn't it true that it was you and not Kyle who was using that phone to try to set up this Nicole girl? Isn't that right? You were jealous.
Isn't it true? Yeah. And
she said, I didn't make the fake Facebook page. Also said she didn't hurt Nicole. She did admit she was angry because she thought that Kyle and Nicole had a sexual relationship, which she has a lot more confidence in her boyfriend, I would say, because Nicole wanted no part of that. So she said that she recognized the handwriting on a number of pages as being Kyle's. She said that she's had plenty of letters that they've written back and forth, and she knows his handwriting. So that's that. She also said that she was told that Kyle told her where he buried the body and that he covered her up with leaves and debris, quote, so they couldn't see her from the sky. So he planned it.
In case they were looking with planes.
Yeah, he knew. So the judge rules that all 4 witnesses could provide testimony identifying the handwriting. They also bring in the inmate named Scott Ford that he was in jail with that said he thought Kyle was trying to hone his story for the jury by writing out different versions of what happened. He thought that's what the guy was doing in all these letters that went back and forth.
Oh, okay.
He said, because first he said this, then he said that. He goes, I think he was trying to write out which one of these sounds better, basically. Because he said he did change the description of what happened here. Now, this Ford guy said he had spent much of his adult life incarcerated and denied receiving any shortened sentence for this. Dustin has to testify as well. And he denies telling detectives that he heard straight from Kyle that his brother killed Nicole.
Denies it.
Denies it. He told the jury of 8 men and 7 women, which is including alternates, that he heard his brother was responsible for Nicole's death from Sarah, from the girlfriend. That Kyle didn't tell him that, even though he told everyone else that Kyle just told him that, including a coworker at work. He went, my brother told me this yesterday. Kyle's mom gets brought to the stand, and old Tammy Doobie here. Yeah, she said that her son was a high school athlete and is the primary caregiver for his daughter, who's now 6 years old. And cut him some slack. He's a nice kid, basically. Yeah. Okay, prosecution. In closing, says, when you consider the evidence, when you use your good old-fashioned common sense and reason, your only conclusion, your only verdict can be that Kyle is guilty of kidnapping and murdering Nicole because your common sense and reason tells you that Kyle created the fake Facebook account and it was Kyle who wanted to meet with Nicole that night. When you consider the evidence, when you use your common sense and your reason, there is only one verdict that you can reach, and that is that Kyle kidnapped and murdered Nicole.
Right.
Pretty fucking obvious. Mm-hmm. The defense closing is a stretch. They said Kyle had no motive to kill Nicole because the two were friends and lovers.
So why would he do it? Yeah.
They were lovers. Meanwhile, she's telling people this guy's gross and he's fucking trying to grope me. Yeah. He said that they said that Sarah is the one who hated Nicole and had access to Kyle's phone and computer.
Oh.
They say Kyle had no motive, very little opportunity, and there's a perfectly viable suspects who had all of those things. There was no reason, none, zero, for Kyle to kill Nicole. That's reasonable doubt. Okay. No. That is why motive isn't needed in a courtroom. That's why motive doesn't matter, because someone's dumb fucking motivations or whatever's going on in their crazy brain doesn't matter of the reason of why they did it. That's the point.
Right. The facts are the facts. That's what we're looking for. We're not looking for speculation or thoughts, or we need facts.
Who, what, where, and how. The why is not important to cops. They don't fucking care. It's nice to tell the story, but if there is no motive, sometimes there's no motive.
Yeah, if the narrative is needed, sometimes it's nice to have it there, but the fact is he did it.
This is just stupidity. So Kyle, the verdict comes in here, and he is found, unsurprisingly, guilty of murder and kidnapping, because Jesus Christ, he's guilty as fuck. The reactions here, the deputy district attorney said that the swift verdict reflected the overwhelming evidence against Kyle. She said the jury showed no pause in convicting him. She said, is there a cautionary tale here? Yes. It's a cautionary tale to everyone to be careful when you are using social media. So now Kyle's attorney has a different thing. He said not only has Nicole's family lost a daughter, the Doobie family has lost a son. Yes, no shit. So
only one brother now.
Only Dustin Doobie now. Yeah, he can't be the Doobie brother. He's the Doobie brother by himself. So sentencing comes around. The prosecutor said that the lack of contrition and remorse is a significant aggravating factor in this. Yeah. They seek a sentence of 90 years, 60 for murder, 30 for kidnapping.
They want
They want it consecutive too. Nicole's mother comes up and does the victim impact statement. She says that all the 3 younger sisters are now scared to death that the bad man will come after them too. She described Nicole as fearless, and she was fearless, too. Some guy jumped out in a ski mask, and she was like, I'll scratch your face, motherfucker. So
I'll claw your fucking eyes
She's
out.
Awesome. Nicole's awesome. Yeah. She said she had so many dreams of getting her driver's license, turning sweet 16. She had dreams of getting married and having one child. I like how she's like, I'm having one, and that's enough.
One it is.
See, I like this. This girl, she would have been a really cool chick here. Now, next up, Kyle's mom. Who's a big fat bitch, the biggest bitch in the whole wide world. She's a big old bitch if there ever was a bitch. She's a bitch to all the boys and girls, obviously, as we know. As we know, this here.
Boys and girls.
Boys and girls. She tearfully described her son as a loving father to his daughter and asked the judge to take into consideration he's still so young. He's still so young. Kyle's aunt and his friends said he was always willing to help when someone was in need, even strangers on the streets.
Yeah.
The defense attorney asked the judge to show compassion, said there's hope for rehabilitation and maybe he could return to society. And
holy
wow, the judge cited an utter lack of remorse in handing out the sentence and said that the calculating presence of mind immediately after killing to scrape Nicole's nails, remove her clothes, and hide her body in the woods. Afterward, he picked up his girlfriend and went to bed with her. I think this is a chillingly remorseless response to killing another human being. You, sir, may fuck off. 60 years in jail for murder, 30 years in jail for kidnapping. Concurrent, though, so it's 60. 60. The court also said Kyle has to pay $12,881.95 in restitution to the victim's compensation fund and to the victim's father. Okay. Now, the defense's reaction is that the lawyer said that they hoped that they could he could get out of prison when he's in his 70s.
No.
So there's that. Yeah. Kyle's teacher and coach, the guy we talked to before, he said, learning of any former student's been charged with murder is horrible. He said, quote, this is a nightmare.
This is unbelievable.
Nicole's parents here, Christine, the mom, said that law enforcement attorneys did great job here investigating the case, gathering the evidence. They found her quick. They arrested the guy. What you want if something happens. She said, I never lost my faith in them. All the evidence as a whole, it leaves no doubt. She said that people have asked her if a guilty verdict will bring her closure, but she said no. She said, I don't feel any change. I don't feel any different. She said, it doesn't change anything. We've been waiting for this for a long time. It's good news, the stepfather came in. But the mother said this was an unprovoked, senseless killing. Nicole was a teenager. She was full of love and life and full of fun. She had her whole life ahead of her. She said, well, the punishment means Kyle will be in jail for life. She said, I still have questions unanswered. She said, I need him to tell me and own up to what he did. Stop putting the blame on someone else. Take the responsibility. Man up. I need to know what her last words were. Was she screaming for me? Was she screaming for her dad? I need to know what happened.
No, you don't want that.
That is just heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking, but that's the last you'll ever get of her. So I understand the sentiment. Like, I want to know everything. I want to know the last.
That, dude, there was a detail of a story that still haunts me to this day, and I heard it maybe, I don't know how long ago. Yeah. It is a story about two girls burning a little girl, and her body, when they found it, her arm was outstretched. The girl said her last words were she wanted her daddy. Dude, that's fucked.
That's disturbing.
Up. I don't want those memories ever.
I think it's like just picking at a sore, though. It's like it feels good and it hurts. I think it's one of those things you need to know, and it's almost like that'll make you hurt, but that hurt is like something you need because at least then they're there, you know. And it's a weird thing. I think there's a psychological thing to that.
That last word, though, you don't want to know what the last words are because they're the most desperate of the words. They're so fucked up.
So his appeal is basically that the court erred in admitting the non-expert opinion testimony of his coworkers, his girlfriend, and his father regarding his handwriting. Now, number one, even without that,
you're still what did it, man.
You're still guilty as fuck. DNA everywhere. You're going to jail, dude. Under her nails and a sock over there, a shirt over here, a hat over here. You're connected to every part of every crime scene.
Appeal the part that means that you didn't do it.
Exactly.
I mean? Appeal the part that means you did it, because that's the stuff
that's it.
Gets you out of here.
So they say, get the fuck out of here. Affirmed. Kyle's in prison for a long time, so no doobies in prison here. There you go.
The only doobie allowed.
The only one. That is Old Town, Maine, and one of the dumbest people we've ever heard of, truly, senselessly taking the life of someone who seemed like a decent kid and a nice person and someone with a future. And he was like, nope, I'm a loser, and I'm going to choke some teenager. I'm going to choke a sophomore because I'm a fucking loser.
He's honest. He's a pedophile guy that's Oh my God,
he's still been doing that when he was 35. Yeah. I think that's the thing. This is just
the worst of the worst.
He's the worst of the worst. So there you go. That is Old Town Maine. If you like the show, please go on whatever app you're on and give 5 stars. It helps tremendously. Be loud, be proud, be out there and do it. Do all that. Head over to shutupandgivememurder.com. Get your tickets for live shows and virtual live show. Halloween virtual live show. Everybody, we can't wait. Tickets, you can get them right fucking now. We cannot wait, and you can watch it the night we do it. I don't know, for a week afterwards. It's a good time. It's well worth it. Get your tickets right now. Also, September 20th, Minneapolis, regular in-person live show at the State Theater. Be a part of the biggest Shut Up and Give Me Murder of all time. We can't wait. Say you were there. So we can't wait to do that. Patreon.com/crime and sports. All the bonus material, anybody $5 a month or above, you get it all. Back catalog, hundreds of episodes, new stuff every other week. One crime and sports, one small town murder. This week, you get it all. Sorry, I cut you off there. This week for crime and sports, theme park disasters.
There it is.
We're going to do, which is so much fun. We do it quarterly. And then for small town murder, one of the all-time favorites of everybody, the prisoner dating game. There it is. It's the big one. Can't wait. We're going to hook Jimmie up. 4 guys, 4 girls. The only thing they have in common is they're all violent felons, and Jimmie knows nothing about them except what they put in their dating profile. He'll pick one of each, and then we'll find out who they are, and more importantly, what the fuck they did to get there.
Among the most desperate.
It's so much fun. So check that out. Patreon.com/crime and sports. $5. You can't beat that. So do that. Follow us on social media at Small Town Murder on Instagram, Small Town Pod on Facebook, at Murder Small on Twitter. Do that. What else am I missing here? Nothing, I don't think. Hang out with us.
We'll see you next week.
Come do that. And that's that. Until next week, everybody. It's been our pleasure.
Bye.
If you like Small Town Murder, you can listen early and ad-free now by joining Wondery Plus in the Wondery app or on Apple Podcasts. Prime members can listen early and ad-free on Amazon Music. Before you go, tell us about yourself by filling out a short survey at Wondery.com/survey.
He was hip-hop's biggest mogul, the man who redefined fame, fortune, and the music industry.
The first male rapper to be honored on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, Sean Diddy Combs.
Diddy built an empire and lived a life most people only dream about.
Everybody know ain't no party like a Diddy party, so.
Yeah, that's what's up.
But just as quickly as his empire rose, it came crashing down.
Today I'm announcing the unsealing of a 3-count indictment, charging Sean Combs with racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking, interstate transportation for prostitution.
I was up. I hit rock bottom, but I make no excuses. I'm disgusted. I'm so sorry.
Until you're wearing an orange jumpsuit, it's not real. Now it's real.
From his meteoric rise to his shocking fall from grace, from law and crime, this is the rise and fall of Diddy. Listen to the rise and fall of Diddy exclusively with Wondery Plus